Hello and welcome to Nerva Beacon podcast with me, Leigh, and
myself, Glenn. I picked up on a cue there.
Yay!
Excellent stuff. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Excellent stuff. I too am doing well. For tomorrow I have the day off. So, yeah, it's weird being up on a school night again.
Ooh.
I'm not tired, but there you go. Excellent stuff. Well, what are we looking at today, Leigh?
The 11th Doctor.
We are. We finally got there.
Yay!
It's a good old 11 who we both love, and we're not shy about saying it.
No, we absolutely adore him, and we won't have a single bad thing to say about him at all.
Wasn't always the case. I remember back in 2008, I think it was, before the specials or anything, when Tennant said, I'm doing specials and I'm off, they did a special BBC programme, which they should never ever do. Just saying, BBC, don't do that again. They did a special BBC programme where they basically blew smoke up Doctor Who's ass and said, we've got a brand new Doctor coming, and it's this guy. And I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Well, I didn't see that. I was on a train coming up from London to Sunderland, and practically everybody I knew messaged me to say, have you seen that? I said, I can't, I'm on a bloody train.
I was like, who's this Twilight-looking motherfucker? Because he just looked, the way they shot him and the pictures they showed all looked like he was sort of like Robert Pattinson. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh no, they're going to ruin Doctor Who. Not quite, Glenn. You had another 8 years to do before they did that. But, yeah. So obviously we had to wait a long time, from like the end of 2008, all through the specials, all through the end of time in 2009, stroke 2010, till April 2010. We had to wait a long time for the series to come. So he was the Doctor from April 2010 until December 2013. Mm-hmm. I think.
Something like that, I think so.
Yeah, 2013. It sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on. I'm checking. I am checking.
I've just grabbed my phone to check too.
Because I know me, I'll get this wrong and then we'll get loads of people saying, no, he wasn't. When was the end of time? Sorry, the Big Bang, 11th Doctor. Here we go.
Time.
Yes, 2013, 25th of December 2013. So he was only Doctor for sort of 3 years, really. Because he technically it was the 1st of January that when the 10 regenerated into 11. Until December 2013. So just under 4 years.
Yeah.
The youngest Doctor, or the youngest actor to play the Doctor he was 26 years old when he was cast. He was actually 3 years younger than Peter Davison was when he started. And Moffat chose him over everybody else. He had basically two choices for the role that he was rattling around in his brain, and two shows he was doing at the time. So while he was casting for Doctor Who, he was also casting for Sherlock.
Yep, I remember this. He switched them round, didn't he?
He switched them round because the original choice for the Doctor that he hadn't told him, but the original choice for the Doctor was actually Benedict Cumberbatch. Mm-hmm. And Matt Smith was going to be Sherlock. Mm-hmm. And at the literal 11th hour, he switched them round and said, actually, I think it'd be better the other way around. And he was kind of right, let's face it.
Oddly, I think both programmes would have worked whichever the actors would have taken the roles anyway.
Absolutely. I don't think Matt Smith would be as big movie star as Benedict Cumberbatch is. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would have been quite as stratospheric as they both were. I think he got the casting right. Mm-hmm. But I would be very interested to have seen how it turned out in an alternate universe.
Yeah. Both roles. Yeah, both programmes, yeah, they would have been very interesting to see that.
Absolutely. But as it was, Matt Smith got the role of the Doctor. And he got it basically because he could portray someone who looked young but was old inside.
Yeah. He did that brilliantly.
Oh, absolutely. It's much like Davison did. Mm-hmm. It's a funny, the youngest actors played the old men really well because Peter Davison, on occasion, was ancient.
Yeah.
And certainly Matt Smith portrayed the Doctor as old very, very well. No, he was great. And they had a few different looks for him. One was like a piratey look.
Yeah.
That didn't really work. They eventually ended up on basically geography teacher
Yeah.
With tweed jacket and leather elbow pads and bow tie, which is the most important bit, and sold a lot of bow ties.
I've got a bow tie somewhere.
I've got loads.
Mm.
I've got loads of bow ties.
I've tweed jacket, but got moth eaten.
Oh dear, I've got one. I can wear, so it's not too bad. But yeah, he was really, really good. So obviously, you like Matt Smith as the Doctor. Why do you like the 11th Doctor so much, Leigh?
Because he portrays the role perfectly. He's very quirky, very... Oh, how do I can't really describe him. He's just perfect. Very quirky, very idiosyncratic. Very Doctor.
Yeah, very idiosyncratic, which is a naughty word these days.
Yes.
But he is, yeah. He's very quirky.
Yes. The way he goes from bouncing around the place like he's just eaten 10 bags of Haribo, and they go to spinning on a dime to really, really serious and menacing.
Yeah, he could be really menacing, especially in things like When a Good Man Goes to War.
Yeah.
He was ultra. That bit where he tells going to be Colonel Runaway.
Yeah. Time of Angels, when he realises that the angels have just plopped him into a great big trap. That's when that's when he realises. That's when he changes straight away on the spot.
Would have been more effective if the little cartoon Graham Norton hadn't appeared.
Yeah, that would have been all right. He's better.
Graham Norton again ruining Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more on all that. He's also kind and friendly and looks after his friends and is amazingly naive sometimes.
Yeah.
With the whole bunk beds in the actual bedroom. What's wrong with bunk beds? Bunk beds are fun. Yeah, we'd like a double bed. Well, why? I don't understand that one at all. Very, very funny. But like you say, it could be heartbreaking sometimes, especially things like when he's saying goodbye to the TARDIS. Mm-hmm. When she dies, when Idris dies.
Yeah, oh God.
it's heartbreaking. Mm. He's very, very good at that. And the last time we actually see him, when he's on the phone to Clara, when he's talking to her when 12 stood next to her, again, it's kind of hard, where he says, be kind to him. Mm-hmm. Get me through it, because I'm scared. I know full well I will be scared. Doesn't help that right after you get that, you can't see me bit, which is heartbreaking as well, but that's Capaldi, that's further down the line. So yeah, absolutely brilliant portrayal, and he gets good companions as well, because he gets first off Amy Pond, who's great. You get her husband Rory, or husband to be. Mm-hmm. River Song is a lot in a lot of his stuff, because basically that's her Doctor.
Yeah. Oh my God, the relationship between those two, it's absolutely hilarious.
That's great. Yep. It's great.
Everybody says it doesn't work and it's kind of creepy because it's an older woman coming on to a younger man, but it's not. It's a starry-eyed young woman looking up to an older bloke.
Yeah, absolutely. And she wears the trousers, obviously.
Oh yes.
But
so does Amy.
Amy absolutely wears the trousers.
Oh yeah, when you get when you finally figure out what's going on and all of that, you realise, that's where River gets it from.
It's well, of course, yeah. I mean, effectively travelling with his mother-in-law. Yeah. Which is weird.
Yes, but it worked.
Oh, it absolutely works. It turns out that Amy and Rory, if you didn't know, or if you don't know why you're listening to this podcast, but, if you don't know, now you know. River Song is Amy Pond's daughter, Melody Pond, who also is her childhood best friend.
Yes, I wasn't expecting that twist.
That was great. I love that little twist. I really thought that was fantastic. Let's Kill Hitler, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I love Let's Kill Hitler. And then obviously we come across Clara Oswald's. I say uns because there's a lot of them. Who people seem to have a problem with. I don't mind Clara at all.
I don't. Sometimes she grates on us. If I was stuck with somebody like her, I would permanently the way the Doctor was, I'd kind of she'd get on my nerves.
I quite like her, so we'll talk about her in a little bit as well. So yeah, well, I mean, what we're going to do? We're going to do the same as we did with the 10th Doctor. We'll go season by season, and we'll pick our favourite episodes of the season.
That is too difficult for me.
Yeah. Tough. You're going to do it. So in in season 5, which is the season he comes into, we've got 13 episodes. Remember them? 13 episodes?
Yeah.
So you've got the 11th Hour, The Beast Below, Victory of the Daleks, The Time of Angels, Flesh and Stone, Vampires of Venice, Amy's Choice, The Hungry Earth, Cold Blood, Vincent and the Doctor, The Lodger, Pandorica Opens, and The Big Bang. Which one's your favourite out of those, Leigh? You're allowed 2 favourites.
Only allowed 2?
Only allowed 2 favourites in this season.
Oh, Pandorica Opens and The Big Bang.
Yeah, the last 2 of the season.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because they tie everything together that happened in all the other episodes perfectly.
Yeah, because obviously it was a change to the RTD style of doing things, which was at best a bit clunky.
Yeah.
So like the Torchwood season was just Torchwood at the end, but you had to get through a lot of people saying Torchwood a lot to get to it.
And that also ties it back to the Angels episodes, because instead of the crack just being there creeping along and then them noticing it, it's just blam right there in front of their faces.
And they don't always notice it.
Yep.
The early part of the season, they don't notice it at all.
Yep.
And it never gets fully explained, does it?
It does in the Time of the Doctor. It gets fully explained there.
Kind of. It's Gallifrey's crack, but the whole reason that the TARDIS exploded, that was never really fully explained.
And Madame Kavarian blew it up.
Yeah. Again, not really that well explained. But never mind. No, I really like those as well. You obviously got Auton Rory.
Yep. Romans.
Stonehenge.
Mm-hmm.
Every
monster ever.
Which one, sorry?
Every monster, every Doctor Who alien ever.
Yep, and the twist at the end is that the monster that everyone's trying to get rid of is the Doctor.
Yep.
Even the Jaduna there. Which I always found a bit weird, the Jaduna, because they were supposed to be on his side. But then again, if enough races come to the Jaduna and say, this guy's bad, they'll probably believe it.
Yeah.
Because they're a bit stupid. But he brought back the Autons again, brought back the Daleks, the Cybermen, the Sontarans, and good old...
Silurians were there.
Yeah, Silurians were there. And it was Mike off the Young Ones came back to be... And Dan Starkey was there as well.
Yeah.
Although I don't think he was Strax. Would have been good if he was, though. Yeah. But no, I 2 very, very good episodes. I really do like the Pandorica Opens, the Big Bang.
Yep, and they even shot his fez up.
Boo! And you also had River's song being completely badass with the Stone Dalek.
Yep.
Where it begs her for mercy.
And Daleks never ever beg anyone for mercy.
Beg River. She's a bit of a badass.
Yep.
It also resets the universe, so it undoes everything that Russell T Davies does.
Yep.
Which I think kind of needed to happen at that point.
Yeah.
He had... Look, don't get me wrong, RTD had done a brilliant job. And, looking back, we didn't know we had it so good, really. But it'd become a bit unwieldy, some of the stuff. And you couldn't have things like the Cybermen running around the universe all the time. And the Daleks needed sort of... they needed to be grounded a bit more. Mm-hmm. So I think it did a good job. And basically... The fact that everybody on Earth knew aliens existed, it sort of got rid of that notion as well.
Yeah.
Which, again, I think needed to happen. But no, 2 very, very good, fantastic episodes. And the Doctor saves the universe by basically sacrificing himself.
Yeah.
And then Amy brings him back.
The most heartbreaking bit of this season wasn't actually Rory dying, but when the Doctor goes back to see little Amelia.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Well, that's where he gets his old man on, basically.
Yeah.
He looks dreadfully tired and old at that point. But he does come back. Amy brings him back because she remembers him. Just gets back her mum and dad.
Yep.
Never really... Oh, sorry.
I was just about to say, yeah, every single thing was reset.
Yeah. Which was fantastic. I thought it was a really good way of doing it, and having the Doctor do it himself in the Pandorica, using it as a sort of rudimentary TARDIS.
Yeah.
Very good. Love it. Myself, I'm going to go with the 11th hour. Because people go on about the Doctor having a Doctor moment. Well, he had his 5 seconds into the show.
Yes, you did.
Because sometimes it takes a Doctor sort of, it takes either a couple of episodes like Capaldi to get bedded in, or it takes an episode, or sometimes even 10. Before, we're still waiting for the current Doctor's Doctor moment.
Yep.
Had
it with the Witch episode, but not quite there yet, but never mind.
Get in there. But he had his, like I say, he climbed out the TARDIS, Doctor. The whole taste buds, got to get used to the taste buds thing with the fish custard.
Yep.
Which I tried, and it's quite nice. He didn't try it, I tried it.
No, it was coconut cakes, dyed yellow.
Battenbergs.
Battenberg.
Yeah, Battenbergs covered with breadcrumbs. You can tell because the fish fingers are massive.
Oh, right. Yeah, you're right.
Although Max and Spencer do massive fish fingers, so I'll have to try it with them. But I have tried fish fingers and custard. It's not as nasty as you think it would be, actually. It's quite nice. But the whole, you Scottish, aren't you? Fry something. All that stuff, completely the Doctor. The whole episode is brilliant. It's as far as I'm concerned, the best opening episode for any Doctor, including Spearhead from Space. And that's about as perfect as it gets, is Spearhead. Yeah. Very similar, that and Spearhead, because there's no cocking about in either of them. It's just boom.
Yep, straight
away. There's no bit woozy because generation. He walks into a tree. He has trouble with his taste buds. Other than that, boom. And he's got some great interaction with the villagers. Annette Crosby's in it. Jeff's in it. Blimey.
Jeff.
Get a girlfriend, Jeff. And also then, Jeff, what? Delete your browser history. It's just like, blimey. Fantastic. Really, really good. The Atraxia are a good monster. Prisoner Zero is a good monster. Olivia Colman's in it.
Yep.
There's your female Doctor. Just saying. Jodie's doing a good job. Can you imagine Collie in the role? Oh. She's a bit busy at the moment. She's going to be the Queen. But one day she'll be the Doctor.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. It'll be a good day. And Rory's in it as well. It's the first time we see Rory. And Rory's a very different character to what he becomes.
Yes. Rory's very much the coward in this episode, but he's still brave because he still goes ahead and confronts the aliens with the Doctor and Amy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's cowardly. He's just he doesn't understand what he's getting into.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. But, if you talk about growth of characters in Doctor Who, he's probably one of the characters that grew more than anybody.
Yeah.
Which is why he's a fantastic character, and I love Rory. But then again, he did live for 1,000 years, didn't he? So...
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of growth there.
Absolutely. The fact that he stood over Amy for 1,000 years and protected her.
Yeah.
But there you go. Excellent stuff. So, yeah, I love the 11th hour. And the other one I'm going to go for, let's have a look, is Vincent and the Doctor. Because it's marvellous.
Yes, it is. And I tell people now I'll only watch this one once. Not because it's shit, but because it's bloody brilliant, and also it kind of shines a mirror to my own mental health problems.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons that I like it so much, is that it doesn't sugarcoat it at all. It doesn't make out that he was a tortured genius, like a lot of things do. He sort of grounded it and just said, no, this is what it was like. Mm-hmm. This is what it would have been like for him, especially with people who didn't understand mental health issues back then. Yeah. And they didn't, and they just said, oh, he's just mad old Vincent. Mm-hmm. Which you can sort of see would probably have been quite feasible Would have been nothing without Tony Curran. He doesn't get anywhere near the credit, I don't think, Tony Curran, for being in this episode. Yeah. And portraying it as realistically as he possibly can. And people already point to the end, which is fine. It's a good ending, right? Where he meets Bill Nighy in the musée and hears that one day he'll be regarded as a genius. And also the fact that less than 6 months later he did kill himself. He did do it. And the doctor says to Amy, well, at the end of the day, knowing all that stuff won't affect anything if that's what you have, if that's the way you are, and that's a realistic depiction of mental health issues.
Yeah, it is.
Friend of mine posted a picture the other day of a bridge in Scotland where people regularly jump from, and it's got all thick little notes on it saying you were loved and you were needed and you were missed. I'm thinking that's really nice, but it won't make a difference.
People that I know that person who started that. She's a psychologist here, and the first time she put them on, she had a bloody film crew with her. Yeah, and I'm like, yes, I'm cynical, me. Yeah, you're not doing it to help people; you're just doing it to further your career.
Quite possibly. But I mean, my point is that it won't make a difference if somebody's determined to do it. They will do it because it's not a case of I'm going to kill myself because I don't feel loved. They just genuinely think the world would be a better place without them in it, and that's what Vincent Van Gogh would have thought. Absolutely, he would have done. But it's not that bit that I really love. It's the bit where they say they're going to go soon. They're going to find the faces and they're going to go. And he just starts crying and runs off. And it's like, I finally find people who relate to me. I finally find people who I can call friends. And you're going to go. What's the point of anything? And he's not feeling sorry for himself as such. It's just that's how lonely he was. The man felt totally alone in the world. And again, it didn't sugarcoat it. It didn't say, oh, well, poor old Vincent. And the Doctor was brilliant in that episode as well, especially when Amy got upset at the end and he just said, look, it would have happened sooner or later. We maybe made things a bit better for him. But like I say, fantastically acted, really well written with Richard Curtis, so it's going to be. He gets a lot of shit as Richard Curtis, and yes, all right, he does mass produce certain types of films for American audiences, but he does that to pay the bills. If you're good at something, you do that. When he writes something like that, you think, oh, yeah, man can write. Things like Vicar of Dibley and that, there's some really poignant moments in that. And even things like Blackadder, there were poignant moments in all the Blackadders. The man can definitely write, and it really is such a good episode.
At the very first episode of the second series of Blackadder.
Yeah.
He's found somebody he absolutely loves and adores, and he's utterly broken when she fucks off with flat.
Just so we don't dwell on it too long in the episode. But, no, it's fantastic, it's Vincent and the Doctor. And for all the people going on about the historicals being brilliant this season, they have forgotten about that. And some people have actually said, I think it's terrible anyway. It's a terrible depiction of mental health. I have such and such. And it's like, that to me suggests that maybe you don't. Because the people who do have said how much it affected them. And the people like me who know people that do, it affected me. But I've seen it quite a few times. I have seen it more than once. And Tony Curran's absolutely brilliant in it. Like I say, even Bill Nighy's brilliant in it. Because it's Bill Nighy, isn't it? So, definitely brilliant. Is there any episode in the whole season that you think you could maybe do without?
Nope.
What do you think of the Daleks? Missed opportunity?
Yeah, the Daleks were a missed opportunity there.
I liked them.
I did, I liked them, but they could have done so much more with them.
But because there was such a poor reaction to them, they decided to shelve them. I think they should have said, fuck off.
Yeah.
And got it carried on. I really liked the Power Ranger iPhone Daleks.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they looked
those Toyota cars that you see buzzing about? Can't remember what one. That's what they remind me of.
In all honesty, they reminded me, and I'm sure it was by design, the movie Daleks, the Terry Nation movie Daleks.
Oh, yeah, yes. All the different colours, yeah.
Yeah, all the different colours and the fact that they were massive, because the movie Daleks were massive as well. They were huge, much bigger than the ones that the BBC had, because obviously they had a bigger budget in the movies. I liked the clean lines. I liked the fact they looked massive. They looked like a threat. Even if they were just leaders, that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I still think the Daleks are due a redesign.
Mm.
I've never really got on with the copper Daleks. They're all right, but I kind of prefer them as they were.
Yeah.
They're a bit too blingy for me. I don't know. I kind of like them to be a bit utilitarian because that's what they are.
Yeah, I quite like. That's what I liked about the War Dalek with his little coat on.
Yeah. I like the War Dalek.
Blackout and the little blackout covers on his lights.
No, the Ironsides. I really like the Ironsides. They were ace.
Yep.
Can I bring you some tea?
But I remember, I think that was about the last time I was on Gallifrey base, was when they were bitching about that scene.
I thought I was ace.
Yeah, somebody had getting a recording of Matt Smith shouting, "I am the Doctor and you are the Daleks." They were all, and everybody was just bitching. John Blum especially was just bitching. Yes, this is the worst Dalek story ever. This is the worst series of Doctor Who ever. It's going to be so shit. And when it came on, what happened? Brilliant.
How little do you know? No, I thought they were great. And I do you know what? I liked Victory of the Daleks, and I liked it because the Daleks were cunning again.
Yes.
If you watch the 60s ones and the 70s, the early 70s, they're all really cunning. And they don't need Davros for plans. They're quite intelligent and they're quite capable of being sneaky little shits.
Yes.
Like Power of the Daleks, for instance, is a great example of that. They're proper sneaky in that, which is what they were like in Victory.
Yeah.
So don't come at me and tell me the Daleks are capable of being sneaky and being duplicitous and bullshitting, because they are. They've done it before. Mm-hmm. And I liked it. And Bill Patterson was in it, and Ian McNeice was in it.
Yeah.
As Winston Churchill. But no, apparently you're not allowed to like Churchill now either, because, he was terrible racist, because nobody but him was racist in the 1940s.
Oh. These are the people who probably would have sided with Neville Chamberlain.
Yes, the strong leader that was Neville Chamberlain. Anyway, right, perfect. Excellent. So the only one I think we could maybe do without, and it's going to be controversial, but I think it's Amy's choice. I'm not a big fan of... I like the Dream Lord. I like the idea of the Dream Lord, but I can't be doing with all the... Is it real? Is it not real? Is this real? Is that real? It's along the lines of mistaken identity, and it's that I fucking hate anything with mistaken identity. Mm-hmm. I hate it. It just winds me up, because it's like, no, it's obvious. Like the whole A Miracle on 34th Street, while being a great film, that bit of it where they say, "Are you really Santa Claus?" and all the evidence is in front of them. Mm-hmm. And they're still saying, "No, I don't believe it." No, I can't be doing it. And it's too close to that for me. Uh-huh. So I'm not a big fan. Plus the fact it should never have been a choice between Rory and the Doctor.
Yeah. I do see the point there, yeah. He shouldn't have had to make that choose, but...
And it's also just pull. If you're going to do the Valiard, do the Valiard. Mm-hmm. Don't just do poor facsimile of the Valiard.
What, are you calling Toby Jones a poor facsimile?
Yeah, I really am. Because he should have been the Valiard. He shouldn't have been the Dream Lord. That's just throwing the fandom a bone, is that?
Yeah, true.
We nearly did it. I was like, no. I know a lot of people don't like Vampires of Venice, but I really like that one.
Oh, I loved that one. I was watching that one last night. That's the one where Rory really steps into it.
Yeah, and basically says, "Look, you, stop making people do shit for you." And
the Doctor for once actually listened, because Mickey tried to tell the 9th Doctor the same thing, and that was saw how well that worked.
Yeah, not very well. But there you go. Right, so. After that, we have a Christmas special in the form of A Christmas Carol, which is all right, I guess. It's okay. I could have done without Catherine Jenkins being in it so much, because she's not an actress, bless her. Mm. But I thought Gambon was good as Scrooge.
Yeah.
Kazran. Yeah, Scrooge. I did like the fact that they got rid of Amy and Rory out of it, just so they could have the Doctor. Not much to say about it. It's just a Christmas special.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was all right. I take the Christmas specials as they are, apart from the Tennant ones. The End of Time is just what they are, just some silly fun for Christmas. Yeah.
Or New Year's, because I can't get enough of the New Year's slot. When are people going to understand? Oh, is it such a bad thing to wait a week? Right, it's not waiting a week that's bothering me. It's losing a prestigious slot. Well, nobody watches telly at Christmas.
Yes, they do.
They do.
Stephen Moffat had to write there twice upon a time just so that they wouldn't lose that slot.
And then Chibnall just says, nah, can't be asked.
Yeah.
Run out of ideas. When Hallmark produce about 10 shitty Christmas movies a year. Mm-hmm. And they seem to do all right. I'm sorry, lads and lasses, if you are thinking, oh, well, I'd rather it not be about Christmas. One doesn't have to be about Christmas. Not all Christmas specials are about Christmas. Look at the Only Fools and Horses ones, especially the ones where they go down to Margate. That wasn't set at Christmas.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be Christmassy. Just had to be a Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how shifting it to New Year's does anything. You might as well just not bother.
Yeah.
And if people are saying, what, you'd rather have no Doctor Who? I'd rather have no Doctor Who than a shitty substitute. But there you go. So
saying that Sherlock worked well at New Year. But then again, everybody was waiting for that.
Yeah, exactly. New Year's is not a great slot because people are going to go back to work the next day, so they're not feeling good about that. They're feeling shitty from the night before.
Or they're still drunk from the night before.
The night before. It's not the best slot in the world. And I'm sure it'll do brilliantly in that slot, but ratings don't mean everything. Especially not on the BBC. They shouldn't mean anything on the BBC, but there you go. Right, so season 6 started with The Impossible Astronaut. It had Day of the Moon, The Curse of the Black Spot, The Doctor's Wife, The Rebel Flesh, The Almost People, A Good Man Goes to War. Then it had a break. And then it came back with Let's Kill Hitler, Night Terrors, The Girl Who Waited, The God Complex, Closing Time, The Wedding of River Song. Which of those, and again you get 2 that you're allowed, which of those are your favourites?
The Doctor's Wife and The Wedding of River Song.
And why?
Well, first off, The Doctor's Wife's written by Neil Gaiman, who, in my opinion, can't do any wrong.
Even with the Cybermen ones?
That's coming up as me as a favourite as well, sorry.
Okay.
No, I absolutely adore it because Suran Jones just captures what it must be like to have all of time and space just flooding your brain completely.
No, she does very, very well. I wasn't that keen on her as an actress before, and I'd only really seen her in Coro, I'll be honest with you, and a couple of other things. I wasn't that mad keen. After that, I am actually quite a big fan of hers. I think she's a really good actress. Yep. I'd like to see her come back in some capacity. Again, there's an example of someone who'd make a great female Doctor as well.
Yeah.
Because she's a very good actress, and she was brilliant as Idris. Mm-hmm. And her and Matt Smith got on. Their chemistry between them was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
You could certainly see that those two were, well, I mean, it was a love story. They were in love. Yeah. And like I say, you can see that by the way that he was brokenhearted when she had to go. Even though she's the TARDIS, she's always there. Yeah. He wanted, if she was able to stay in that body and travel with him, then that he would have been more than happy with that. So it's a very, very sad episode, but great episode. Of course, Michael Sheen's in there as well.
Yeah, he plays House.
He was quite menacing.
The line that got me was, I didn't take you where you wanted to go, I took you where you needed to be.
Yes, yeah. Exactly. And that's the TARDIS all over. He couldn't have got a better line. I'm not sure if that's Gaiman. I think that might be Moffat's line.
Mm-hmm. Quite possibly.
It is quite a Moffat-y line. Along with one of my favourite lines in all of Doctor Who, where House says, "Fear me, I've killed thousands of Time Lords. And fear me, I killed all of them."
Oh yeah, and he's saying to Rory, Time Lord's just what they're called, doesn't mean that they're clever, or something like that.
Yeah, we had the Corsair, and that's the first mention of a Time Lord being able to swap genders as well.
Yeah.
Is the Corsair. So you had plenty of time to get used to it, lads.
Yeah.
That was the 14th of May 2011. You had about 7 years to get used to it. But I like that. I like the fact that they built a makeshift TARDIS. That was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. No, just a
Blue Peter competition winner.
Yeah, I think so. They designed what it would look like, didn't they? Really cool, and you got to see all bits of old TARDISes as well.
Yeah.
So that you got the round things, and you got a bit of the fifth, sixth Doctor's stuff as well, and sort of the Master's TARDIS, and all kinds of stuff.
And it's just, again, it's heartbreaking when the Doctor realises where he's landed. He's landed on pretty much a death trap for Time Lords.
Yeah. No, brilliant episode. Really well written and really well realised. One of the best, and certainly one I've watched quite a few times. What was the other one that you liked?
The Wedding of River Song.
Oh yes. Why do you like the Wedding of River Song?
Because it's completely mental.
Yeah, I'm quite sad as well because that's where you find out the Brigadier's died.
Yeah. Yep.
Because obviously he died in real life not too long after this sort of come on. I think he died a little while before, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Nicholas Courtney. So it was quite sad that the nurse said that he'd always sat there with a glass of whiskey waiting for the Doctor to come back.
Yeah, to be honest, I think every companion secretly waits for the Doctor to come back.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he does get to see the Brigadier one last time, but we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Which again, I can't watch that bit. But no, it's fantastic. It's Ready River Song. So why is it being mental?
Well, it's got all the time and space happening together, and it just draws you in straight away when all the kids are playing in the park and then the pterodactyls just come down and eat them. Yes.
Yes.
Straight away, dinosaurs. You've got trains running through the Gherkin. You've got Romans. You've got everything.
Yeah, you got that old steampunk thing going on as well.
Yeah. But it's kind of more than steampunk, if that makes a sense.
It is very, very odd. Obviously, you got Churchill. You got the Doctor with the beard.
Mm-hmm. The act
again
between Churchill and the Doctor at the beginning is absolutely bloody. It's pretty much spot on.
He's really good, is he, Mrs. Churchill? I can see the Doctor being mates with Churchill as well.
Mm-hmm. It's just that he's the only one who knows what's going on, but he can't quite put his finger on it, and he keeps having to ask. And then you realise he's been asking the Doctor this question for years and years and years. Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. And obviously Frances Barber's really good as Madame Kavarian as well.
Yes.
She's a real nasty piece of work.
Yep.
Amy's nastier.
Oh, yeah. She didn't get it all from you.
Yeah, no, she's a really nasty piece of work, and Rory's in it, obviously, at the same time. It is a damn good episode, and of course, like River's in it a lot. The Tesselector comes back, the ship from earlier on, and Dorium's in it. I really like Dorium.
Yes.
I wish they'd make more of him.
Yeah, they should have made more of Dorium in these stories. I think he was... Yeah, no, he's only a secondary character, but he was a character that they could have done a whole lot more with because he had such an interesting backstory.
Yeah.
You can get glimpses here and there.
Dodgy as well.
Oh yes, dodgy as hell, can't trust him, but he'd be bloody fun to go around with for a bit.
Well, then the Doctor's dodgy. As everybody says, about the Doctor being this, that, and the other. The Doctor's quite a dodgy character.
Oh yeah.
But they, again, doesn't really get painted as such, but no, I really like the Wedding of River Song as well. That's a damn good episode. The twist at the end is quite good, that the astronaut kills the Tesselector, but the Tesselector can't be killed because it's a ship.
Yeah.
Spoilers. So, the history and the timelines get put back as they are.
Yeah.
And the Doctor gets to live, and everybody thinks he's dead so he can go about the universe, and people are less wary of him because they think he's gone.
Yeah, and River Song takes the rap for that, basically. Well, she's in love with him, so she's going to.
She takes her rap, and her days are in Storm Cage, and her nights, well, that's up to her.
Yeah.
No, really, really good episode. I really like that. I like Day of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like how the Doctor beats the silence.
Yeah.
I think it's very clever. It's Canton's again another good secondary character is Canton. I like the fact that he helps the Doctor. You never see him again, which is a shame. But he wounds the silent in the Doctor's prison. He records it, and the Doctor basically shows it to the whole world who should kill us on sight. so they do get killed on sight. And they use it in the footage of the moon landings to spread it around the world. Really good.
Yeah. I also
really, really good.
What I like about that is in the time of Angels, the Doctor says that he won't always be around to open the doors for the TARDIS for River just to drop in, and that's exactly what he does again in this one.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it?
But yeah, Day of the Moon, brilliant. Again, it has historical characters in it because Nixon's in it. Like I say, Canton's in it, the FBI agent. He's a really good character. And it turns out he's gay. So, you know, you get that little bit of sort of social justice in there.
Yeah.
Without banging people around the head with it.
Yep.
Sadly, we don't get that now.
No, you just get smashed into your brain.
Get smashed into the head, yeah, exactly. But there you go. The other one I like is The God Complex.
Yes, I love that one too.
It's fantastically retro and 70s, and you can see that being a Tom Baker one. Mm-hmm. Williams is good in it as well.
Yeah, and it's very shining as well.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting when I was watching this. I thought, yeah, it's going to be like The Shining, this creepy bloody hotel, horrible scary corridors.
Yeah, no, it really is, and you get the characters. I think it's Rita, who's actually someone the Doctor would like to take along with him.
Yes. And
she dies, and it's really upsetting that she dies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame because she is actually a very good character. It turns out that the monster as well is related to the Daimon, which is fantastic. I was really happy about that. Yeah, no, really, really good episode. Didn't get much love, I don't think, at the time.
No, but when you look back on it now, it's fucking brilliant.
I thought it was great. I like when he looks in his room, the Doctor looks in his room and he goes, of course. And you never find out what it was.
Are you sure? I thought it was little Amelia.
I think, yeah, it was something to do with that, but I don't think... No, that was Amy, didn't it? Wasn't it? That she found out it was little Amelia?
Mm-hmm. I can't. It's so confusing, that episode, because you open one door, it's the Angels, and you think that's Amy's, but it's David Warrington's character.
Yeah, it's Gibbis, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, his fear.
But he was a dick anyway with Gibbis because he sold them all out. But that's what that race does. Yeah. I like the fact you got this race that is so used to being conquered that they just, this week it's this lot and next week it's that lot, and yeah, we'll just be completely subservient to everybody. Yeah,
until but their greatest fear is the Angels, because the Angels will kill them all.
Yeah, there's no reasoning with an Angel. Even with the Daleks, there's a little bit of reasoning. And they'll take you as a slave race, but there's the Angels just want you dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, excellent, fantastic. So anyone Series 5 that you maybe not that keen on?
I wasn't. The Rebel Flesh. It wasn't absolutely amazing, but it was good, and it did set up the rest of what was going on with Good Man Goes to War.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a bit too much like the film Moon.
Yeah.
Which had come out not so long before it, actually.
Yeah.
But it was such an obvious, I'll say homage, I'll be charitable, copy. Especially the ending, where they said, we all got to go to Earth and get rights for gangers. And
yeah,
that's what they did on Moon, basically. Get right for artificial life forms. And it's like, oh, really? I mean, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, it was just a massive setup for A Good Man Goes to War, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. Like I say, you've got the whole Colonel Runaway bit, which was fantastic. The Doctor being a complete badass. Now a lot of people don't like the the gay couple, which is Charlie Baker, and I forget who the other guy played him.
Yeah.
I'm the one who makes people laugh. Oh, we don't have names. We don't have names. I'm the one who makes people laugh, and I'm the tall one. And apparently people don't like that because it's raising gay people for some reason. I don't understand.
People don't care about erasing gay people anymore.
It was a silly joke, but never mind. There you go. I think Doctor Who's okay on its LGBT representation.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's been doing it since the 60s. I think it's all right. It might not always have been obvious, but it's there.
Oh, yes. And although the Doctor's never been adverse to having well, not, you know what I mean, fancying other sexes. I'm not going to say gender, I'm going to say sex.
But like I say, it's always been very aware of its fandom.
Yes.
And its fandom is, quite frankly, very gay.
Yeah.
Exceedingly so. So, yeah, that's fine. But no, I quite like Good Man Goes to War. Series 7 then. So, the Christmas special that time was The Doctor, the Widow and the Wardrobe, which is... I liked it. It's a bit lightweight, but it's a Christmas episode. It's supposed to be lightweight.
Yeah, I think it was brilliant. I just loved Marge.
Yeah, and it was very Narnia. And
yeah. It was...
The only thing I wish they'd done more of was use Bill Bailey a bit better.
Yeah.
And, what's her name? She's in the Fast Show. She was a doctor. Her name's blanked.
I know. I can't remember her name.
My name is absolutely terrible. Hang on, let me open it up and I will find out. It is Arabella Weir, of course it is. Who played the Doctor in the Unbound, and it was also David Tennant's landlady for a bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But she was great in it. But again, the episode didn't really show them much.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame, because you don't have Bill Bailey in something and don't use him. But Claire Skinner was in it, and she's always great.
Mm-hmm.
I found out the other day she's actually going out with Hugh Dennis now.
Oh, is she now? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they're together and outnumbered, and now they're together in real life, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I do like the fact Alexander Armstrong was in it, because of course he was. Because he's in everything. He's got to be in everything.
Yeah.
There's a future Doctor for you.
Alexander Armstrong, yeah.
Oh, I would. Either him or Ben Miller. But they've both been in it now, because Ben Miller was in Robot of Sherwood, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Again, not in it as much as he should have been. But yeah, it was fine. I liked the idea of the Wooden Queen and the Wooden King. Mm-hmm. It was very clever. But yeah, it was nice. And also the fact that the Doctor went back to Amy and Rory. He's not seen him for 2 years, and they invited him for Christmas dinner, and he had a bit of a cry.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh no. I sat next to my father-in-law, who was quite blokey and manly, and I'm like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And I nearly went. And it's like, oh. So I can bear most things in Doctor. I'm not very much of a crier in Doctor Who. But when Matt Smith's Doctor cries, it makes me want to go. Because when he heard the name Trenzalore and he started crying, that was like, oh, don't cry. But yeah, when he's vulnerable, he's really vulnerable. That's one of the things about Matt Smith's Doctor, about the 11th Doctor. He's quite a vulnerable character. But there we go. Okie dokie. So, Season 7's episodes, you have Asylum of the Daleks, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, A Town Called Mercy, The Power of Three, The Angels Take Manhattan. You had a special in between that, because Angels Take Manhattan was the last one to feature Rory and Amy. Then you had The Snowmen, the Christmas special for 2012. The Bells of St. John, The Rings of Ackerton, Gold War, Hyde, Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS, The Crimson Horror, Nightmare in Silver, and The Name of the Doctor. We'll go with the first half of the series first, because it's effectively 2 series. So, out of the first half, before Amy and Rory go, which I'll give you one favourite. You can't have 2, you got 1.
Oh no, I can't do this. It's horrible. Angels Take Manhattan.
Yeah?
Yep.
And why is that?
Because Amy takes control.
And you do like that?
Yes. Amy and River, they both take control of the situation. They take the Doctor's there begging Amy, don't go, just leave Rory behind. And she's like, what the fuck, he's my husband, I'm off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Doctor is a bit selfish in that bit, but I can understand why. And he kind of knows what's going to happen. But I do like it. It's very timey-wimey, is Angels Take Manhattan.
Yes.
I like the paradox idea. The whole Rory on his deathbed, that's very Nikola Tesla as well. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to him.
Yeah.
I like the angels. I like the idea of the angels. I'm kind of glad we haven't seen them in a while, and I kind of hope we don't see them for a while. And this is one of the last times that you see them, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I like
Time of the Doctor, but that's only very briefly.
Yeah, this is the last one where they feature so prominently, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I like the idea of the Statue of Liberty angel as well.
Not many people liked that, but I thought it was quite good.
Oh, that was scary as fuck.
Oh yeah, the Queen of the Angels right there.
Yeah. And the cherubs as well. I like the cherubs.
Yes, I find them creepy to begin with, cherubs. But then again, old goth. I do like to hang around a cemetery, and I do find the cherubs, but not so much the huge angel statues, but the cherubs, they're kind of creepy.
They are, but cherubs are creepy in any case. I mean, even in the Warhammer 40k universe, they're very creepy because they're servitors. So they're babies that are fitted with cybernetic wings and cybernetic parts to fly around and give messages. Uh-huh. So again, that's quite creepy. To take actual babies and do that to them, that's quite creepy. Just so they look like cherubs, basically.
The actual the baby angels, they're not called cherubs, they're called something else.
Yeah, I forget what they're called now, but they are basically cherubs, aren't they? So they're a bit, they're something. Are they insane or something like that?
Yeah, they're called Puto, the baby ones, the winged in babies.
Yeah,
Puto. And cherubim are very, very terrifying. Real cherubims are absolutely fucking terrifying angels.
Well, yes, I mean they're not nice, love-giving angels. They're horrific.
Yes.
But yeah, very, very good. Mike. Oh, there we go. Mike. Oh, God's sakes. Mike McShane is in it as well. Having lost a lot of weight, so he's not the Mike McShane I knew was Friar Tuck, so he's a bit different. But
only ever seen him as Friar Tuck and the bloke in.
Whose line is it anyway?
God, I used to love that. Friday
That was
night.
fantastic. That was fantastic. And he used to hang out with Sandy Toksvig a lot.
Yeah.
Which is always good, because Sandy Toksvig is. But there we go. But yes, Rory is transported by a surviving angel. Amy gets transported as well. The Doctor can't see them again because it would cause a paradox within a paradox, so that destroyed the universe basically. So yes, that's the end of Amy. That's the end of Rory. They don't die as such, but they do get transported back in the past, like Costello.
Yeah. And
they live a life, and they die age 80. She's 83, he's 80, I believe.
Yeah.
And there is a coda, which they don't show, but it is on the deleted scenes, where the Doctor sends a letter back to Rory's dad to tell him what's happened, basically.
Yeah. No, Amy and Rory's adopted son.
Oh, that's it.
Yes. He knocks on the door, hands over the letter. It's only a couple of days later.
Very much like Brian Cant's son does to Sally Sparrow.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. But excellent episode. I do like that one. My choice for that would be Asylum of the Daleks. Mm-hmm. I love that episode because I love Oswin.
Yeah.
I think she's awesome. Souffle Girl is great. And I'll be honest, I didn't see it coming. I didn't see the twist coming. I should have done, and I didn't.
Nobody saw it coming. They kept that one very, very well hidden.
It was very, very well hidden, the fact that Souffle Girl is in fact a Dalek, and it's all in her head. But the fact that she just kept thinking of souffles, kept thinking of making stuff, and obviously guiding the Doctor, and then it turns out that she's a Dalek all along. Mm-hmm. But she does get her own back on them because she wipes the Doctor from their collective memory.
Yep.
She's great, and I really like Jenna Coleman as Oswin, and especially that sort of "run, you clever boy."
Yeah.
It's great. Look, all right, I understand people don't like the fact that Moffat can almost fetishise women being badasses, but I kind of like a badass woman. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I like a badass, wisecracking woman. So I like River Song, and I like Clara, and I quite like Amy when she gets like that. Mm-hmm. Does that make me a horrific sexist? I don't know.
No. What's wrong with being a badass woman anyway?
I don't know. I would have thought that people would have liked it, but No, it's great. And I like the idea that you've got the insane Daleks as well.
Yeah.
And you get to see lots of different types of Daleks. So you get to see the special weapons Dalek, which you get to see again. And all the old Daleks as well.
Yes, and then there's that special section of all the Daleks that came across the Doctor and passed.
Yes. So that's why they're insane. It's just a shame Dalek Khan wasn't there. But he'd been destroyed, so yeah. That's a shame. But no, I really like Asylum of the Daleks. I like the idea that Amy and Rory are sort of not together at this point as well. Mm-hmm. Because they just split up because I think being with the Doctor had changed them.
Yeah.
And I think at that point as well, Rory wasn't the shrinking violet that he used to be.
Yeah.
Amy, he wouldn't take Amy's shit because Amy was a bit full of herself. Mm-hmm. By that point, I think, and he wouldn't take it, and I think that again, but they did end up sort of getting back together, which is good.
Yeah, basically because they told the truth to each other.
Yep. And yeah, the rest of I don't mind dinosaurs on a spaceship. It's fun.
I love that one.
It's all right. It's Chibnall, so it's a bit lightweight. But David Bradley's in it.
Is it a Chibnall? I didn't know that.
Yeah, Chibnall wrote that one.
So he wrote that one, and yet.
Yeah, he wrote something that was exciting.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
He wrote something where stuff actually happened. And then he decided not to do that no more. That's obviously not working for me. Yeah. But there you go. So the special that year was The Snowmen, which I really like. Yes,
that was brilliant. Richard E. Grant was playing himself, basically.
And you had Ian McKellen in there as well.
Yep.
As a great intelligence. Vastra was in it. Mm-hmm. Jenny and Strax.
Yeah.
Which is always good. That was their first appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes it was. But I don't think we're not going to see them again.
Oh, we're going to hear them though.
Yep, Big Finish.
Big Finish. It's got the great bit with Strax with the memory leech thing. I wiped this young boy's memory.
You know what? It would have been bloody brilliant if Strax had gone along with the Doctor.
I love Dan Starkey so much. He gets what Sontarans are ridiculous.
Yes.
You know, they are vicious, they are nasty. When played right, they're horrible.
Yep.
But they're also kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because they're little men. They've got little man syndrome.
Yeah.
You've got a whole race of beings with little man syndrome. I love the fact he can't distinguish between males and females, even though he's a nurse. He can't. He keeps calling Clara a boy.
Yeah.
Especially when she got her hair up, and she is looking slightly boyish. Like, oh, young man. But the memory leech thing's really, really funny. Mm-hmm. Because he keeps touching it and forgetting what he's doing. Who are you? Oh, it's fantastic. It's really, really good. That's not the episode with Thomas Thomas, is it?
Yes, it is.
It is, yeah. The Thomas Thomas joke is fantastic. And so you have reached your destination. What is your name, young boy? Thomas Thomas, sir. Thomas Thomas. I should call you Tom Tom. So funny. Again, I didn't see it coming. Should have seen it coming. And I like the fact that it keeps making you think that this is Clara. Because you know she's coming.
Yeah.
But it makes you think that it's her, and it's not her. She's just another Impossible Girl facet. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Love it. So that was the Christmas special that year. Really good. Now, out of The Bells of St. John, The Rings of Ackerton, Cold War, Hyde, Trinity Centre of the TARDIS, The Crimson Horror, Nightmare in Silver, and The Name of the Doctor. Which is your favourite out of those?
Oh, God, I hate this. Cold War or Nightmare in Silver. I'm going to have to go with Cold War.
I like Cold War. I like it. So, for one thing, it's a Mark Gatiss episode.
Yep, and it's got the fantastic David Warner in.
David Warner's great.
Yeah.
Who is playing a complete odd character. He's playing the Soviet who wants to be British, basically. Listens to Wham on his personal stereo and all.
Yeah. Love
it. I like submarines anyway. I love the Ice Warriors. They don't get anywhere near enough love. And this also gave you more backstory to them. You actually saw the crocodilian form inside.
Yep.
which I thought was great. I thought it was very, very cool and interesting. Why do you like it so much?
Well, it kind of reminds us of when we were growing up in the 80s underneath the terror that was the Cold War.
Chernobyl and all things like that.
Yes, and everybody being terrified of the Russians. And it kind of like showed a more human... Well, I'm not a human, but when we were growing up, they were like, yeah, they're the evil ones.
They're the evil empire, wasn't they, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why it's a bit weird to see Trump cozying up to them.
Mm.
And Americans accepting that because it was, that was Reagan's phrase, was the evil empire.
Yeah.
So for all these Reaganite Americans to be saying, no, we're perfectly fine with him having closer ties with Russia. It's weird as a child of the 80s. Because, like I say, we didn't know much about the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't information coming out about it. We didn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
And then chucking the Ice Warriors in there, a race who are famously ambiguous.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they're goodies, sometimes they're baddies. They're one of the most realistic races in all of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Because they don't have one motivation. Mm-hmm. I suppose they're the Klingons of Doctor Who.
Yes.
The sort of they're just vicious and warlike and honourable, and also
they're not exactly out to conquer anything and everything either. They're just if you piss them off, they'll whack you back down again. But
yeah, they'll take sort of slights and honour very seriously.
Yeah, but they're just not out for bloody death and murder and conquering like the Daleks and Cybermen were.
No, it's all to do with glory, isn't it? With them, and not even that. It's they've got their empire. They want to be left alone, basically. Yeah. And if you get in their way, they'll turn you into a cube, basically.
Yeah.
As in the Empress of Mars. But again, that's for another episode. But again, that's probably my favourite ever Ice Warriors episode. Is that one? Mm-hmm. I really like that one as well, and it's Gatiss. So I always thought Gatiss wrote some of the best episodes, personally. Me, I'm going for another Gatiss. Oh, sorry.
I was just about to say, Gatiss is kind of like us. He gets what Doctor Who is about.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be completely serious, but it's not supposed to be completely stupid either.
It can be anything. That's the beauty of it. He always he did an interview for Richard Herring's podcast. Mm-hmm. I believe the cool kids are calling it Rehearslipper. But he did one, and he said he doesn't write it for the adults. He writes it from the standpoint of what would I have liked as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
And that, if you write Doctor Who from that standpoint, I don't think you can go far wrong. Because 8-year-olds, they're quite critical. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And this next episode is another great example of Mark Gatiss, and that's my favourite, is the Crimson Horror. I love it so much. It's got everything. It's got the Paternoster Gang. It's got Dinah Rigg, who's awesome. It's got her daughter in it, who's also awesome. And I would have loved Ada to travel with the Doctor.
Yeah.
Because she's fantastic in it. She's so good. It's got sort of... It's that sort of phantasmagoria, the Victorian horror, gothic.
Yes.
It's very Philip Hinchcliffe. It's his Robert Holmes episode. Yeah. Basically, if Robert Holmes was still alive writing Doctor Who, this is the episode he would have. It's Talons of Wen Chai Hang for the 21st century. It's just really, really good. Jenny's awesome in it as well. Yeah. Jenny's a badass. I love Jenny. She's great. Strax is in it again. Again, absolutely marvellous. Just wants to blow everything up. It's got Mr. Sweet. It's got the red people, the red men. Yeah. It's just everything. It's also got the horror. It reminds me a bit of that episode of Erie, Indiana, where they're in the Tupperware. Yeah. So it wants the perfect village. It just wants to put everybody in massive cloches, basically. Yeah.
It's very
awesome.
Dickensian as well. It's everything Gatiss likes. Weird sci-fi and Victorian.
Yeah, and he's got Dinah Rigg as an old hag. Which she has decided that that's what I'm playing. That's my gig now. I was Mrs. Peel. I was a bit of a badass. And then I went through other phases of my career as well. Now I'm a bit older, I am more than okay with playing the mad old hags or the badasses.
Yes, and she, in Game of Thrones, she was fucking badass.
Yeah, she was. She even dictated when her death was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you're not going to kill me, I'm killing myself, so fuck you.
Fuck you!
Yes.
And I don't even watch it, and I thought that was badass.
It was basically, yes, I killed your son, so fuck you, I'm going to kill myself.
Yes, because she killed Joffrey, didn't she?
Yep.
Because she hated him. But yes, she's really good in this, and like I say, she dies a horrible death, but she's a badass while doing it. I really love it. And he also said Braveheart Clara as well.
Yeah.
Which is quite sweet. I really did like it. Special mention to the name of the Doctor, because it is awesome.
Yep.
And it also introduces John Hurt as the Doctor.
Yeah, it does.
What I did, I did in the name of sanity. Oh, I love the War Doctor. So we will talk we'll do its own episode because it deserves its own episode. But how awesome is Day of the Doctor?
I'm in Day of the Doctor.
You're in it?
Yes, at the very beginning when when the TARDIS is dropping down into Trafalgar Square.
Yes.
You can spot me in the crowd with my bright red hair.
Nice. I shall watch that tomorrow because I have the day off, so I shall watch that and I'll see if I can spot you.
Yep. Can't miss us. Bright red hair.
There you go. Cool. I love the Day of the Doctor.
I love Day of the Doctor and the Time of the Doctor.
Apparently it's not cool to like the Day of the Doctor. I don't know why it's not cool to like the Day of the Doctor. But I thought it was great.
It's brilliant. It's set up the bloody Zygon stories.
Set up all the Zygon stories. It brought the Zygons back after 1975. It was a really good celebration of what Doctor Who was. It brought back the 10th Doctor. And the 10th Doctor and the 11th Doctor worked really, really well together. Mm-hmm. It brought John Hurt as the War Doctor.
Yep.
Which gave us loads of Big Finish stuff before he sadly passed away.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. It gave us Kate. She came back. It gave us fucking Osgood. Mm-hmm. Why would you not like anything that has Osgood in it? She's awesome. Yeah,
it's a bit. Basically, this episode set up everything that was most of what was coming in the 12th Doctor stories.
Yep, and brought loads of Big Finish stuff in because it brought the unit specials out. Mm-hmm. Basically, it made unit a thing again.
Yep.
It was fantastic. I think if they do a 60th one, I genuinely believe if they asked Eccleston to do it, he'd do it.
Yeah.
He didn't do it then. He declined it straight away, which is why the War Doctor. And I always got the feeling that Moffat was kind of happy about that. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think he wanted to write for the 9th Doctor. I think whoever's running it, who knows? It could be Chibnall, probably won't be.
Yep.
If it's still going in 5 years' time, I do want to see all of them back, all the Doctors we can. Obviously, we can't have the War Doctor anymore, but if we can have 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, yes, please. It'd be like the 5 Doctors for the modern era.
Yeah.
I do want to see, especially 10 and 13 together. Mm-hmm. I think they'd get on really well.
Yeah.
Because they do it, obviously, they do in real life.
I think all of the Doctors would get on with each other. Except I think 10 and 12 would probably fight like fucking...
I don't think 12 would get on with any of them. Fucking pudding brains. I don't like any of you. You do my fucking head in. You cunts! That'd be all right.
So we're going to do the Day of the Doctor and the Time of the Doctor next week.
Yes, we will. Because Time of the Doctor, again, it needs its own episode. They're very important episodes in the whole mythology now. But they are fantastic. Mm-hmm. I can watch Day of the Doctor again and again and again and again and again. Mm-hmm. It's got everything that makes Doctor Who fantastic. And Time of the Doctor, again, it's just so good. Mm-hmm. And it's got so many good concepts in it and just ties the whole thing up. Mm-hmm. And it's such a love letter to not only Doctor Who, but the 11th Doctor's era.
Yeah.
He's one of the few Doctors that gets a proper end. I think 11 and 12 go on the journey.
Yeah.
which not all doctors do. They don't all go on a journey. I think 10 kind of did.
Yeah, RTD almost had it there.
Yeah, he almost sort of got it. And sort of... He was so damaged when he first regenerated, and at the end he kind of wasn't as damaged anymore. He sort of put things right. It was just a bit rushed, I think, at the end.
Yeah.
Had he had another season, he could have had a season where he went around looking at the old companions.
Yeah.
And he actually did get the coda of being in Sarah Jane.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually quite a good sorting everything out episode.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the 11th Doctor got that when he met Joe Grant and Sarah Jane, which was
very silly episode, but brilliant.
It was, and there were some really nice poignant moments with him, Joe Grant, and Sarah Jane.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that was the last time we saw Sarah Jane with the Doctor.
Yeah.
And Joe was just, it was like she'd never been away.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best thing about that episode. Of it. Liz Slade, brilliant. We love Liz Slade. She'd been Sarah Jane for quite a while in her own series at that point. This is the first time we've seen Joe Grant since she walked off with Cliff.
Yeah.
And it was like she'd never been away.
Mm-hmm.
She was Katie Manning. Just how the hell? I suppose because she really is Joe Grant.
Yeah.
There's so much Joe Grant in Katie Manning, and vice versa. So to have her back and have Santiago with her, and to say that, yes, I'm still with Cliff, he's off in the Amazon. I've got like 1 million kids and 1 billion grandchildren. And she's still going around the world trying to sort things out.
Uh-huh.
Plus, you had that little thing at the end where Sarah Jane said, oh, yeah, loads of the Doctor's companions are doing loads of things. And she mentioned Harry, and I went, oh, don't do it. Especially, she mentioned him in the past tense as well, which was even worse.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, this a girl called Dorothy set up this thing called the Charitable Earth. Of course she did. We all know, really, she became a Time Lord. But in actual continuity, she's still doing it. Ben and Polly opened an orphanage, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, they were great episodes. And Clyde got loads to do. I loved Clyde.
I know. If they'd ever done a proper crossover, he should have gone off with the Doctor as well.
Clyde and Rani.
Yeah.
I liked Rani as well. Luke,
I think that's what I'm trying to go for with Yaz and Ryan.
Yeah. I don't think Ryan's as cool as Clyde. Because Clyde was pretty unflappable as well.
Yeah.
He sort of just threw himself into situations he was like.
Even in that episode where it was all about him, everybody had forgotten who he was.
Yeah. No, he was a good character, was Clyde. And he was definitely good in that.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. And I say, considering that was RTD writing the 11th Doctor, he got the 11th Doctor. Mm-hmm. More than he did the 10th Doctor.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But very, very good. But like I say, 11th Doctor, we love him.
Yes, there's nothing bad you can say about him. I know there's a lot of people who completely disagree and they all hate Moffat, but there's absolutely nothing bad.
It's the fact that I just think Matt Smith as an actor got it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd never really watched Doctor Who before. He saw some Patrick Troughton episodes and decided, yeah, I like him.
Yeah. That's exactly who 11 reminds me of, a very younger version of the second Doctor, oddly.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. See, he had a bit of sort of fourth Doctor in there as well. And he was... Whereas 10 had been he'd been a cool Doctor. 11 wasn't. He was tragically uncool.
Oh, yes.
You know, with the whole bow ties are cool, or I've got to wear a fez. And it's like Clara says in the Day of the Doctor, one day you'll just walk past one. It's never going to happen.
Nope, never going to happen.
Even now, even in Kablam.
Yeah.
Still loves a fez.
Yeah. That's what I loved about that was what hooked us into Kablam. It was, oh, fucking hell, the fez, brilliant. In Kablam, it was the one episode so far that I managed to watch all the way through without being distracted and going off and doing something else.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what she needs. She needed an idiosyncrasy.
Yep.
Funny enough, the Doctor, the idiosyncratic character, needs an idiosyncrasy. He needs a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Whether it be a bow tie, a fez, saying sorry, brainy glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Classic. Oh, yes. Or even just being a stupid old man who likes a hoodie and a guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a-coming.
He's coming.
Anytime now, he's a-coming. Who? The Doctor. We're going to, like I say, the next episode will be Day of the Doctor, Time of the Doctor. And then we will get on to 12th. Like I say, we won't be discussing 13 until the end of 13.
Mm-hmm. So,
which is in flux, because who knows? There's loads of rumours. Mm-hmm. Just so you know our opinion. My opinion is that I wouldn't be sad to see Chibnall go, because he's had his chance. He's not impressed me with any of the stories. It's just nothing. As we said in the last, we're not going to go over old ground here, but he's not impressed me with his writing style. He's not impressed me with things happening in the show. He hasn't given me an excuse to want to watch, and the last 2 episodes I haven't seen yet. Mm-hmm. And it's not like me to miss Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's not like you at all.
But, everybody knows me. I will stick up for the show till the end, but I'm finding it very difficult at the moment because it's a bit boring. It's not even that it's bad. I'll watch bad Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. I'll watch The Horns of Nimon. It's funny.
Yeah.
At least something happens. And then just nothing's happening.
Time and the bloody Rani.
Yeah. At least something happens in Time and the Rani. It's not good what happens in Time and the Rani. But, it's the ultimate irony that a little 15-year-old boy who's representing the Appreciation Society goes on open air in 1985 to say, well, that was a bit shit, wasn't it? 33 years later, you're making what you said were those mistakes, Chris.
Yeah.
And it's all a bit shit. And if you went, I wouldn't be sad. If Jodie went as well, I would be sad.
Yeah, I'd be sad to see her go, because to me it doesn't matter whether the Doctor's a man or a woman or whatever. She's still the Doctor.
She's a good actress. Mm-hmm. She's done very well. I could do with a little bit less. She's been told. She can only do what she's told.
Yeah.
She's obviously been told, gurn and be friendly. Mm-hmm. Right, cool, excellent stuff. I'm hoping that her first season is akin to McCoy's first season.
Yeah.
And that things will get a bit different.
I mean, when I was watching The Witch Factor, all I wanted her to do was just stand up really tall and go, right, you fucking twat. But she didn't. She let herself be captured.
Yeah. It's not what the Doctor would do.
No, but I do believe that if this had been a 12 story, 12 would have talked himself into the fucking ducking stool by accident.
Oh, absolutely he would have.
Yeah.
And wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I just think she needs a threat.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's all it is. She's a villain away from being brilliant. Mm-hmm. A Holmes need a Moriarty. He-Man needs a Skeletor.
Yeah.
Superman needs a Lex Luthor. Batman needs a Joker.
And the Doctor needs a Dalek or a Weeping Angel.
Or a Master.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chris, you tried not having classic monsters. People like classic monsters. So next season, I think the BBC will be saying classic monsters, please. Mm-hmm. Even that episode, not one of the companions was threatened in any way, shape or form. Yeah. There was nothing at stake. Oh, well. Like I say, my official opinion is I won't be sad if Chibnall goes, and I think he probably will. Yes, all right, I understand ratings are up, ratings are high, which is fantastic for the show. That doesn't mean it's good. It just means that it's bland enough that people will watch it. A lot of people will watch. That's the problem with making it generic and appealing to everybody. Yes, people will watch it, but is it any good? And I don't think it is. And I'm sorry if that's not your opinion. If you want to disagree with me, that's fine. I'm not going to have a go at you. I'm not going to... One thing that is winding me up is because I've got this opinion, it's because you think it's too PC. What? No. I couldn't care. I want more people of colour to be in it. I want more diverse people to be in it. That's a good thing. Not that Doctor Who hasn't always tried to do that, because it totally tried to do it. Look at Cartmel's run in the 80s.
Yeah.
Look at The Curse of Fenric, where you've got one of the most sympathetic and realistic depictions of a gay relationship that there's ever been on British television.
Mm-hmm. And completely illegal because of
the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah.
They were definitely riffing on and tuning there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it was a fantastic thing. But then, that's what they were trying to do in the late 80s with Cartmel and the whole trying to make it a bit more realistic and a bit more, not gritty, but a bit more down to earth than it was.
Yeah.
And you can do that and still make it exciting because Cartmel did that.
Yeah.
So maybe it just needs not a change of direction. The direction it's in is fine. It just needs somebody to put a bit of oomph into the stories.
Yeah.
Maybe get old writers or writers who know what they're doing with Doctor Who to be on it.
Yeah.
But that's just this podcast's opinion.
We kind of saw that what happened with writers that didn't know what they were doing with Doctor Who. We ended up with that story about the moon is an egg.
Kill the Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It wasn't bad either because things happened.
Ironically, that was very much like a Future Shock from 2000 AD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certain it was. I remember it being like an Alan Moore story or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, an episode can be totally fucking dire. Like, even Love and Monsters, stuff happened.
Yeah. Do you know what I think? I think it's because of the popularity of what Marvel's doing and DC to a certain extent. They've decided to go the complete opposite direction, be smaller and quieter.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's absolutely what he's trying to do. He's trying to make smaller stories.
Yeah.
And I think you need a mix.
Uh-huh.
You
don't have to have the end of the universe in every episode or at the end of every season, but...
Well, Doctor Who never did. In the 70s and the 80s, it wasn't always about saving the universe. Yeah, that's RTD style.
Yeah.
Moffat didn't always do those sort of stories. I think all Chibbers really needs to do, if he is going to stay for another season, just find a balance between those big episodes. Don't make everything...
Yeah.
And don't make everything political. That's the other thing that I would say. Don't make everything political or make everything a lesson. If people feel like they're being preached to, they don't like it.
Yeah. That's what I did like about Kablam. There was almost a threat of the companions in there, but it just fizzled out. And I did like the twist that nobody else likes.
Well, the fact that it was the
system that was wanting help, not the people who were working it.
Yeah. And that it's not always a system that's bad. The system sometimes can be good.
Yep.
It's just the people that run in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important lesson. Just because Amazon's not all evil. The people running it can sometimes be bad.
Yeah.
But the actual place itself, it provides jobs at the end of the day, and
That's what people used to say about Nissan up here. You used to say, oh God, Nissan's an evil company to work for because you have to put your hand up to go to the toilet. And my brother who actually worked there, he says, well, you have to because you need someone to take over your position straight away, because if you don't, everything will fail. It just takes one person to have their mind off the job and the whole system will fail.
Well, yeah, it's a production line. You can't fuck with the production line. The production line goes down. That's down for days.
Yep.
I remember that when I used to work in heavy industry, helping produce rubber hoses. So if a company didn't get these rubber hoses to build these engines, then the production line shut down. If it shut down, it could be shut down for a week before they can get it back up again. And people are then losing jobs.
Yep.
And, I suppose you could say the age of the people who complain about these things are the ages of the people who maybe don't have jobs. If you're a student and you're moaning about Amazon, shut up. You're not trying to feed kids.
Yeah.
It's easy for you, if you live with your mum and dad and you're moaning about, big corporations are evil, right. But then you've never had to feed a child, have you?
Well, my second job I ever had was working in a McDonald's, and it was work, but it was It was fun, actually, working in McDonald's. Yeah, it was shit on the busy lunchtimes on a Saturday. Yeah. Shit then. But apart from that, everybody was trained how to do the job straight away.
Yeah. Not, like I say, not every corporation is big and evil and wants to harm everybody. Yes, some of them aren't great, but not everything is all bad all the time. If you make it black and white, that's a very dangerous attitude to have.
Yeah. I mean, two of my friends, one's an environmentalist and the other one works for BP.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah.
And their interests and work are out the complete opposite ends of the spectrum. But yeah, they still manage to get along and, things work. I mean, BP is probably a very evil company to work for. But even then, people still need, at the moment, the way we are, we still need it. But they are diversifying now, which is a good thing.
Well, here's hoping.
Yep.
Excellent stuff. Right, I guess, I mean, that's it for this episode. Leigh, is there anything you want to promote, or is there anywhere that people can get hold of you?
Hey, you can get hold of me on Twitter at Leigh_fitsin. You can look us up on Instagram if you so wish, Leigh Wildtime. And then there's our Facebook page, facebook.com Nerva Beacon Pod.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I'll just add that bit at the end. The Twitter is at Nerva Beacon Pod. That's the one that's at Nerva Beacon Pod. If you want to find me, it's Glenn Jakeman on Facebook and at Cymru Nerd Cave on Twitter. This will be going up on Wednesday the 28th. So like I say, a couple of weeks after that, we'll do Time of the Doctor and Day of the Doctor. And hopefully, a couple of weeks after that will be Christmas. But we'll try and get 12th Doctor in either before that or just in the new year.
Yeah.
I think it's probably the best thing. Leigh will be back, ironically, in about a week's time. Not a week's time, I'll be recording it in a week's time, but she will be doing our Christmas special this year, talking about Christmas telly and a certain box of delights. So, the Christmas episodes this year is going to be me talking to various people that I know about their Christmases. So we've got Duncan's coming up next, and then Amy from the Justice for All podcast with myself, and then somebody else, and then Leigh. Yeah. I think Andy, probably Andy, but we'll see. I just thought it'd be nice to talk about different Christmases with people.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff. Well, that's it for this week's episode. We shall be back, like I say, in a couple of weeks. Leigh, for the moment, if you said bye-bye to all the lovely people.
Bye-bye, lovely people.
Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Oh, and by the way, we're going to be playing out this week with I Am the Doctor, because why not? It's the 11th Doctor's theme. Yep. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.